But here, in perfectly timed fashion, as Cory Booker is talking with Chuck Schumer, his brain literally short circuits. Watch Cory Booker's eyes in this next clip.
It is this crazy scheme right now to expand the Trump tax cuts that overwhelmingly disproportionately go to the wealthiest of us in America who need not our help, that would still yet expand the deficit by trillions of dollars, which means your children, and I know how proud of a grandfather you are, your grandchildren would have to pay for that debt. They're stealing from your grandchildren so that the wealthiest amongst us could get bigger tax cuts, and at the same time taking away medical coverage from the most vulnerable. What is that? It's not who we are. It's not who we are, America. And as much as people, thousands descended on this to save the ACA, Medicaid affects millions and millions of more people. Wake up. They're coming after a vital program for American expectant mothers, for American children, for American disabled, for the seniors like the ones you visited.
I mean, I can't even try to get my eyes to look as if they're popping out of my head like they did with him. He looked like he was one rough sneeze away from both eyeballs being on the Senate floor. It looked like if you would have smacked the top of his bald head, both of his eyes and probably a set of dentures would have flown out of his face holes. It looked like his tie was tied too tight, and there was beginning to be a pressure buildup over the 17 hours that was getting ready to make his head explode. It's evident at this point the Democrats are just letting anybody who's willing to go embarrass themselves on a national stage have a shot at making a difference. Now, at about the 14th hour is when Cory Booker starts mincing his words and having to correct himself because he almost gave up his position in the filibuster. Watch.
Friend, you are somebody that is a hero who folks don't know their name in the countries that you've affected with your strength on foreign policy. Dear God, my friend, I yield the floor for a question while retaining the floor.
I ask my friend...
Excuse me, I'm going to say that correctly. I yield for a question while retaining the floor. I do not yield the floor.
I ask my friend and colleague from New Jersey if he is familiar with Psalm 30, verse 5.
I mean, everybody's human, you know. You can't go 14 hours just talking about nonsense and expect to not misspeak at least one time. I just don't get what this strategy is supposed to accomplish. Do they think that there was some independent somewhere or some MAGA supporter somewhere who was just absolutely moved by Cory Booker's 17-hour filibuster, where nobody was presented with any evidence, any new facts, any new talking points, just the same regurgitated anti-Trump, anti-Musk, Hitler, fascist, threat to democracy, coming after your Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare rhetoric that's caused the Democrat Party to be at an all-time low approval rating. Literally, they have not put forth a countervailing plan on how they would reduce the deficit, eliminate it entirely. All they do is fight every cut, every set of firings, every federal freeze. They keep advocating for this process to happen at a pace that would make sure that nothing ever got done. It would ensure that the roadblocks of the bureaucracy work and keep itself alive. They want Republicans to take the regular process because the regular process is designed to stop anything from happening that isn't a continuation of a Democrat money laundering scheme.